Welcome back to another episode of Brantim Live. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon E. Brooks.
And I'm Tim Milliken.
And this is our third episode. Thanks to our first guest, Agnes Bruckner, who will be joining us at the first ever Atlantic City Celebrity Convention. And a couple nights ago, another amazing guest came on and talked to us for a while, the awesome Perry Shen. And we thank him for giving us some of his time. And we will have another fabulous guest tonight who'll be joining us in a little bit. But before we get to her, we're gonna talk a little bit about the con. So I'll let Tim kick that off.
Yeah, so the Atlantic City Celebrity Convention, July 25th to 28th at ACX1 Studios in Atlantic City on Caesars Pier, right on the boardwalk. It is literally like right over the ocean. It's amazing, beautiful view, left and right, whichever way you want to go. There's, I think we're going to end up probably around 50 guests, celebrity guests from all different walks of life, all different genres of film, television, wrestlers as well, potentially, boxer as well. But we just announced Bret the Hitman Hart a couple days ago. His photo ops are live for sale right now if you want to get in on that, because he's only going to be there on Saturday. So I would highly recommend ordering your photo ops like today, or as soon as possible. Sell out. They're very limited because he's only here for 8 hours on Saturday. And he'll be at his table a bit, but there's going to be massive lines for him. So you don't want to miss the opportunity. We also announced yesterday that we're going to have another WWE Hall of Famer, Brutus the Barber Beefcake as well. And that was brought to us by RDP Promotions. That'll be cool. Yeah, thank you, Richie. And that was through J&J Authentics. And good friends. So anyway, we are also going to be posting and announcing. We've got some blocks of rooms over at Tropicana. It's a little bit of a walk on the boardwalk, but really there's no, it's a short, beautiful walk along the boardwalk. You can see the Tropicana from ACX1 Studios and vice versa. And it's a quick little Uber ride too, if you don't feel like walking. But that time of year, at the end of July, it's going to be beautiful outside. So we're going to post that link on our social media, but we're going to actually have it linked up on our website, which is brantim.realms.tv. That's where you get your photo ops. That's where you get the tickets. That's where you get your single day passes, your weekend passes. That's where you get the VIP after party tickets. That's where you get the tickets to the screening of The Outsiders and the meet and greets with C. Thomas Howell for the Outsiders screening, and the kickoff party. I mean, those are things that we need to really talk about. Is the VIP. First and foremost, the kickoff party, but also the VIP after party on Friday night and Saturday night. Those are going to be huge with awesome music and light snacks and celebrities hanging around. It'll be fun.
And a DJ. Yep.
And a DJ. Yeah, and karaoke on Saturday night. Also on Saturday evening, there's going to be a cosplay contest as well. So make sure that you get your Saturday tickets or get your weekend passes. Make sure you're there for that. I know there'll be people cosplaying all weekend, but if you want to be a part of the contest, you're going to have to be there on Saturday. And no matter what it is, whether it's the VIP, whether after parties, whether it's the screening, no, that's not the screening, sorry. Any of the panels or any of the photo ops you purchase, you need to purchase a ticket to the event, whether it's the weekend or the day that the photo op is or the after party is. You have to get a ticket to the event. So make sure you do that. We've noticed that some people bought some photo ops but haven't even bought a ticket to the event yet. So please make sure you do that. You can do it obviously we're going to be selling tickets at the event, but we prefer just make it a lot easier for less lines and stuff once we get there, because there's going to be a lot of people there. There's going to be a lot of people at the event. And there's going to be we want to minimize the lines.
Absolutely. And speaking of screening, Sunday right after the con from 4 to 7, we're having a special screening of the classic film The Outsiders. And Ponyboy Curtis himself, C. Thomas Howell, will be in attendance there. He's going to do a Q&A, and he's going to do a meet and greet after. So a lot of that's been selling like hotcakes. So if you do want to watch The Outsiders with C. Thomas Howell, then please get your tickets for that on Sunday from 4 to 7. right there at ACX1 Studios. So
yeah, and another thing too is that we're in talks with getting another screening, but during the convention hours. Yeah, special screening, which we'll hopefully announce in the next couple of weeks. We're trying to finalize our guests at this point. We've sent out a lot of offers, I mean, pretty much since we began back in January doing this. There's been a lot of offers out there, and a lot of them are coming back. I mean, the bigger the guest, the harder it seems to lock these people in, but. We're doing our best, to give you guys the best convention that we could possibly give you, the best experiences and so on. But anyway, we're going to be able. We just announced Austin Emilio from The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, and there's a couple more over the next couple of days we're going to be announcing as well that we got over the line when we signed. So that will be awesome. And again, it's just building that Walking Dead panel. We have a Roswell panel that we're going to be doing in the group of them, a reunion that we're trying to continue building on that as well. Yeah. And the Roswell fans have been fantastic. I think they're leading the way with photo op pre-purchases. So Walking Dead fans, you got to get out there and start getting your photo ops. But we're gonna be adding more guests, Walking Dead included, over the next couple of days, and actually the next couple of weeks we're gonna be announcing even more. So, and then I think that we're gonna wrap it up as soon as we can, because I think we've done a pretty good job, Brandon, so far, don't you? Like with the with the lineup.
Absolutely. I think we have an amazing lineup. It's our mission statement from the very beginning was to fill this lineup with a lot of amazing talent that maybe hasn't been on the con circuit that long or whatever. Sometimes some of them it's their first. So again, and a lot of people from all over the world have reached out about Teresa, and like I said, Tim mentioned our amazing Roswell cast that are going to join us, and there may be even some more of that. Like, who knows? We don't know. Like, same with Walking Dead, and we're trying. So yeah, and just even like our guest tonight came through a great friend of ours, Fallon Maressa, that I've known for 2 decades, and she'll speak a little bit more of that when she gets here, and yeah, it's just kind of like having kind of it started with kind of family. It started with a great friend of mine, Mark Weber, where I finally knew that this was the right time to do this, and him and Teresa were the first couple of guests that were confirmed for this, and again, and we've just reached out to people, and there's been a lot of amazing agents that have helped along the way. Like Tim mentioned, J&J Authentics has been great, and like we thanked Richie for getting us Brutus the other day. And again, it's a team effort to put on anything like this. So anybody that doesn't understands that, but we're proud of the guest, and the purpose for this vidcast here is to kind of educate the audience out there on some of the people that you might not know as well. But when you see a lot of these faces, you realize you've seen many of these people in different TV shows or movies. You just maybe not realized how amazing they are, and that you actually know a lot of these faces. But we want to bring them on and give them a forum to showcase who they are, and then so you can know them even more. And that's what we're going to kind of have that experience at ACX1 Studios this summer, of actually getting to meet some of this awesome talent in person.
Yeah, we have, and again, we have so many different age groups, the age ranges, the demographics are all over the place, with not only the films and television these people have been in, but you've pretty much seen most of these people in something, and like Brandon was saying, but yeah, we have Sherilyn and Dana from Twin Peaks, we have. Yeah, what else we got? Oh yeah, and you were the one that was telling me that, and I totally forgot this, that Dan Fogler was in
Take Me Home Tonight with Teresa
Take
Palmer.
Me Home Tonight. I forgot about that. I haven't seen that since it came out, and I was like, oh crap, he was in that with Teresa. So there's a lot of connections here, and we're working on a couple of the other guests that we have not announced yet that we're trying to get over the line. Ties into people that we already have as well, to kind of help give you guys a better opportunity to do pro photo ops with them, and but yeah, trust me, you're not going to be disappointed. Nobody will be with the guests that we got around the corner, and obviously with what we have. If we ended today, our lineup, I mean, I'm super happy and super proud of what we put together.
Absolutely. And just want to give a shout out to ACX1 Studio, the whole crew over there for, again, they're the reason why we're able to even do this. It's an amazing,
Mhm.
one of a kind venue on the
Yeah.
Caesars Pier, right across from Caesars Casino. And again, it's something you have to actually witness to understand. Like, it's when you're in there, it's just the aesthetic is just breathtaking. So everybody from our
Yeah.
staff to people that we've had walk through, our first time was just a wallop where we were just, I walked through with Rob Schwartz, one of the head honchos there, and I was blown away. And it wasn't until probably the third time that I realized, like, wow, this is something different. It's amazing to go to these events at a convention center or a huge hotel, but this is something totally different. Overlooking the
Oh
water
yeah.
on the third floor where the event will take
With all the
place. So,
windows, there's so many windows. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's number one. Just imagine like walking through like one of the coolest malls in your area, right? They just imagine there being a convention inside that cool mall, with multiple levels and stuff like that. That's what we got here. But the aesthetic is so much more fancy than your typical, generic, 2-floor, 3-floor mall. So, and they left a lot of that up there. A lot of the, the restaurant decor and everything else, and some of the store decor is still there. And we're going to be utilizing some of the vacant stores, with their aesthetic still inside, as for places to do photo ops or to do, to have some guests or have vendors in there. And it's going to be a nice mix. We've already done like a lot of layouts of, we're going to have a nice mixture of guests and vendors in different places. And it's just insane. And once you're going up the escalator or once you're going up the elevator and just looking around, it's a 360 view, and it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, and like Brandon was saying, my first time there when Brandon took me there, I was completely overwhelmed. Couldn't really say much. I couldn't really speak much. Brandon was just snickering and laughing at me the whole time. And yeah, and then I had to come back, and we brought our staff because we wanted to get our staff there and get this first visit out of the way ahead of time so that they wouldn't be, in awe too much. But yeah, if anybody gets the chance, go check it out if you're in the area too. It's really cool. They do have some stuff in there right now, and they're building more, and they're adding more, restaurants and stores on the first floor. And it's a work in progress, obviously, and they're actually doing filming and, in the other levels. And they got a cool thing going on. But anyway, they'd asked us a while ago, to do a convention there, and we're like, absolutely, this is perfect. Yeah,
and they actually have,
yeah.
yeah, and they actually have an event, SneakerCon, that's on May 25th. That's going to be like the first official like convention that'll be there in the studio. So that's going to be dope. We're going to be in attendance. And, yeah, and then the next day there's a big soiree as well there. That's going to be like their music launch for everything ACX1 Studio. So that's going to be a huge time on Memorial Day weekend. So again, there's a lot of big things coming up. We're going to have Rob Schwartz on soon to talk about all that stuff in more detail, because Rob and I go way back through his Who Mag days, and he's a real one and been a really good friend and supporter of my film career for many, many years. And he's now buddies with both of us now. Like, so again, like we said before, this is a team effort. And I see Yvette's here. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to thank Yvette, and she's helped us out with the Squid Game, the challenge crew that we have coming, which is going to be huge. I mean, that's an awesome Netflix show that's really popular. Also, Michael Connor has been helping lately, just get the word out about this event, because it's really about reach when you're embarking on a new venture. So we've been killing it social media wise and doing whatever we can do to get our words out on social media. We're going to start a kind of promotional tour this upcoming weekend. We're doing some radio shows, and we're going to kind of start the whole press tour, so to speak, for this convention, and just like starting to get that reach out, so people in New York and far and wide know, like, because there are people from all over the world that have told us they're coming to meet people from Roswell or Walking Dead or Teresa Palmer or whoever. So again, but the reach, it takes time just with kind of getting word out, especially in a realm where there's so many different conventions. So
please share, please like the post, please engage with the post, but also, do it, share as much as you can to help us out, get the word out, because this is an amazing event that nobody is going to want to miss, and a lot of people will regret missing this one. Even though we do have, we've already booked 2 more after this for next year. But at the same time, this is the inaugural one. Come on, like everybody's going to want to be here for this one. This one's going to be massive.
Absolutely. And I want to give another huge shout out to Crystal J. Bailey, because she's been absolutely amazing. She's working with us promotional wise to help get the word out far and wide. And again, without her, like she's so dope at what she does that like without her, like we can't imagine embarking on this even without her now, because the wisdom she's brought to the table already with her plans and different things that are going to kind of turn this to a different level is just amazing. So thank you, Crystal.
In such a short time. And she's the one who's pretty much helped us out, hooking us up with different radio and television ads and interviews and whatever. So we will be getting the word out there, these next couple months, which is going to be fantastic. And I got to do a quick shout out to Cheryl and obviously Caroline. But thank you, Caroline, for everything you do. But Cheryl for basically helping us out with the block of rooms. That was not easy, and trust me, we wish we could have had announced a block of rooms or a couple blocks of rooms, whatever it is, like months ago. But it's been tricky. But Cheryl worked her magic and got us a deal with Tropicana for now, and but that doesn't mean we're not going to be doing something at Caesars as well, and Harris. We're all connected, we're intertwined. We're working on that as well. But the first one is Tropicana. It's a 3.5-star hotel. It's right there. You can see it, and it'll be cool. So thank you, Cheryl, and thank you, Caroline, too.
To our whole staff, everybody for sharing and just continuing to get the word out. Like you guys all know who you are. Exactly. Bianca, Valerie, Kelly, John, Dominic, all you guys are just, And Manny, hopefully, exactly. Big Cliff.
Big Cliff. But you're right though, Manny's been absolutely amazing. He's been pretty much running our Facebook group for us. So thank you so much, dude. Like we can't tell you how much we actually appreciate everything that you've been doing and trying to rally the troops, and we trust me, it doesn't go unnoticed, man. We really appreciate it.
It's a team effort. It's a team effort. So
all right. And without further ado,
this is a star of screen, TV, a musician, just a dope individual. Welcome to the show, the great Taryn Manning.
How are you guys?
Hello, Taryn. Awesome. How are you?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we hear you okay.
We can see you.
All right, so who's who?
Thank you for joining us.
I'm Tim.
Yes, this is Tim. Yes, thank you. I know you've been running around, but thank you for giving us some of your time tonight, Taryn. We appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So I always start off like with one of two questions. I'm gonna hit you with, tell us where you were born and raised and how you first got into this crazy business.
Oh boy. I think I was born in Virginia. And how I got in this crazy business. I mean, man, that's a big question. Yeah, it's like trying to sum up. I think my family came from like a lineage of like singing and dancing. It was like par for the course, but not acting. That's the weird part. So that's the part where it's like, now what happened there? And that's the weirdest part. And this is one of my things I love to say is like the thing that you like kind of want the least happens the most.
Yes.
We say it every day. Yeah.
Is it really? Yeah. Like,
we're joking. We do. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the strangest thing. I'm a struggling musician and a working actor. And I was accepted into Juilliard for ballet. I went to Orange County High School of the Arts and accepted on a full ride scholarship for dance. I was a dancer, really. So yeah, then it just sort of like segued here and there. Life goes, just goes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what was your first actual gig? Was it something that was small, or did you jump out with like one of the films? Or
are you talking about movie wise? Or are you talking about acting wise?
Yes, acting wise, yes.
All right, so I moved to Hollywood when I was 18, and there was a thing called Backstage West at the time. You like stiff, if you really care like sift through this magazine, and there were like student films, and I just wanted my SAG card. You know, I was an extra. I started as a doggone background actor.
Yeah.
I was
there.
in a Metallica video. I was in a Goo Goo Dolls video. I was in student films. I just wanted my 3 SAG. They're called like vouchers.
Yeah.
And so I would beg the AD, like, can I get a SAG voucher, please? You know. And it took me like 2 years, and then one fine day, I was on this movie called Speedway Junkie, and Balthazar Getty was on it. And there was like a big scene. It was like a circle. It was a rave scene. And there was a circle of all these kids and extras, and they're like, you. And I'm like, me? And me? And then they chose me to like go and sit with the lead actor in the car and have lines. And then I was Taft-Hartley that day, you know. So all the vouchers I'd earned, you know, all the time, because that day I was Taft-Hartley, and like, I mean, that then they like jump you into SAG. You know, it was a long time ago, but yeah, it was cool.
We jumped you in. Yes, that's true. So what do you see as your break in the whole acting game? Like, what role was it where you thought, like, okay, I know you said you're struggling, but your resume is too is so vast. But what do you think is the first thing?
No, struggling musician. I'm still trying to break. I'm still switching the lemon, baby. Come on now. You know how I am. These are very fluid. Like, these are like, I live in the present. Yeah, there's been a lot of great opportunities, and I've had a blast. I would say, if you want to talk about like the trajectory, it'd be like the practice. The practice. I got a guest starring role.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then it sort of like went on from there. But it's because my very first agent, you know what hip pocketing means? When
yes, absolutely. Yes. Yes.
All right. So basically, do you know what Samuel French?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
What's that? I'm saying, say it again.
Samuel French.
Yeah, I'm not hearing.
Samuel French.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you. Okay. Sorry.
So basically, Samuel French is a bookstore in Hollywood, and like it's like the actors like church, you know. It's like where you would get. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes,
okay.
Yeah, just here.
You can. Okay, good. Basically, like you go in there to like, you know, how to find an agent, how to find a manager, like these books, and then like there was like how to get an agent, and there's all these, and like, you know, where you put like on the envelope like the sticker. And so I sent out like 80 envelopes that day, and only one agent called me back. And that was like when I was 19. And it was Epstein Wyckoff, and they hip pocketed me. And so I did like a Pacific Blue, and then I did like a couple other like funny shows. But then when I got to Innovative Artists, which is an agency, I got the practice, and then it was like on, and then it never stopped.
Now did young Taryn, did you ever, when you started this whole acting trajectory, did you ever have inhibitions? Or a lot of the people we talk to, some people deal with anxiety, some people deal with stage fright, depending on what they're doing. Did you ever have that? Do you still deal with any of that? Like,
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it just depends. Like, stage fright reminds me of being on the stage, like walking into those rooms. There was a time that we actually got to go into the room and audition.
Yeah.
You'd be sitting like in a waiting room with like all the other gals. I'd be like with like Tara Reid, Christina Ricci, Lily Sobieski, Erica Christensen. I'd be like, oh, what the, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's a little intimidating. And well, it's like best one for the job. And but yeah, like those were times. But because I was in martial arts as a young gal, like I was very competitive, so I saw it as like, oh yeah, you know, like. But that might not be the right way to think, but that's how I thought. So yeah, I get nervous. I mean, it means you're alive, you know.
We have a comment here. It says our head of security, Manny, love him to death. He says, "No one says I'm in charge better than you, Taryn."
I'm in charge. Say it like you mean it. I'm in charge. Oh, yeah, people love when I do
I'll bring up that question later.
Yeah.
So if anybody has any, questions,
not this. What?
No, I was just saying, if anybody has any questions who's watching this,
bring 'em.
please
Ask me anything.
load them up, and then we'll ask them. We'll ask them down the second half of this. But yeah,
Life
please
is
go ahead and
short,
type
you
them
know
in.
what I mean? Like, ask me whatever you want to ask me. Just don't be rude, but I'll answer anything.
I love
Nah.
it. I love it. So,
You're
so,
like, no. When's the last time you made love, Tara? I'd be like, easy.
Taryn,
Uh,
like you mentioned, all like dance and music. Was music a love early on for you? Because I know you have the band, you have Boom Cat. Like, tell us a little bit about how music has been a huge part of your life.
Music would probably be my number one. That's why I say I'm a struggling musician like that.
Mhm.
So I feel the reason why I got parts is because it's funny. There's some funny stories about allegedly, because it's not that I can't remember, but I like walk into an audition room, like put my feet up on, like, what do you want from me? Like, I could care less because I wanted to. And I'd be like, no, I didn't. They'd be like, oh yeah, you did. I'm like, really? Like, and I feel that was one of the reasons, like, who was that? And why do we hate her so much? But we got to have her. And that was sort of the beginning of my career. Now that doesn't fly so much. But yeah, there was a time where I was like, I just want to get back to the studio and play my guitar.
yeah.
It gives
So
you
that's
like
what you do. You play guitar. Anything else? Do you play piano or any other instruments?
No, just mostly guitar, and I can DJ. And yeah, my studio's right here. I can program and stuff on Ableton.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I love making music. My brother's really talented.
So how does Crossroads come into your orbit? The Britney Spears movie, is that just something you auditioned? Did you already know her prior, or how does this all work out? Is it?
I auditioned for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I auditioned, and Erica Christensen, speaking of her, was on hold. So what I would find out at a young age was that a lot of times when they would have you for auditions, they already had an actress, they already had an offer out, but they would see other actresses in the meantime. So when I heard that, I was pretty rooted. I like to say rooted. That's rude to me. And I was like, I was like only 20. I'm like, you're telling me I'm going in there and there's already an offer. And yeah, and then they expire. But I went in there and I guess I like blew it out of the water, and then they expired her. This is a true story too. You can ask Tamara Davis. And they expired her expiration date, and I got the part because I can cry really well.
That's awesome.
I can just fire up the tears.
Very cool.
Not easy. Oh, Brittany, what a sweetheart.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
Fallon says here, not a question, but love you so. That's from Fallon, a good friend.
Oh,
yeah.
Love her.
Yes.
We did everything together.
Yes.
That's a wonderful human. I love her so much. She's a wonderful human being.
Yes, she's been a longtime friend of mine, and she hooked us up for this. So thank you, Fallon, again. That's very much appreciated, because it's, like I said, it's an honor to have you come to our convention. And so tell us a little bit about music. Like, moving away from movies a little bit, what are some misconceptions about Taryn that people might have that are just totally false?
You tell me.
I don't. I've known you only for a little while now, and I don't buy people's press. I like to get to know people.
Yeah.
I like to get to know people, and if I see a good heart in a person, then they're all good with me. So that's what I saw. So.
We've only talked on the phone.
But yeah, so
I'm sure there's a lot of people that go, oh, ooh, you know what though? It's like I did like today I had to get some stuff off my chest, and I didn't like post it, but like so many people talk smack about one another. It's crazy. Like it's sad because that kind of stuff can really lead down the path of like truly ruining someone's life.
Yeah.
Because the receiver of this news, we don't know the carelessness of speaking so poorly about somebody. When you put information in a careless person's hands, the press, aka friends that you thought cared about you, they end up using them as weapons. And the thing is that, and then they fire them off at another, really honestly a victim that has to take this in, right? Unless if that person's like, oh yeah, tell me more. and the thing is, nobody wins in that equation. So I don't care what people say about me. I know that if they met me for 2 seconds, they would feel my warm embrace, my loving.
Yeah.
Like, come here, you buds. Come on, so let's just like it's all a lie. Like, like you don't have to do that. It's a low frequency way to rock, and you
Yeah,
keep
totally.
attracting that same like existence. So I don't care what they say. Like, if I did, then I'd be in the ground, honestly, because it's hard sometimes to hear. I'm like, oh, that was bad one. But yeah, there's a lot of people that like me too. So it's like we're all.
Well, I'll pull up a few comments proving that. So we have here, Matthew says you were amazing in Orange is the New Black, Killer Ops.
Thank you.
So he says Matthew. Wait, who is this here? Matthew. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna say
agreeing.
that I'm on methamphetamine. They're gonna say that I have a lisp, which I do because I'm 80% deaf. They're gonna say that I'm just gacked out of my brain. But I've always been kind of high strung, and I'm not on any drugs at all. That's what's funny. You can like drug test me, and I'm not even saying that. It's sad because it's just like that's all you got.
Yeah.
True.
You have a lot of fans though.
Mentally ill, all these crazy things. It's blowing my mind that she's coming. Hey, I can't wait to meet her. Amazing actress. Thank you. Aw, thank you, honey.
Awesome. Yeah.
And we have another one saying that they love your vibe. And he's such a huge fan. Love your vibe. Stoked to meet you. Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm here to help.
It's gonna be great.
I'm here to help. Like I people have this misconception about me that I'm like this, that I am my roles, like that I'm just this like racist, racist, anti-gay. I mean, I've been engaged to a woman. I'm not a lesbian. That didn't work for me. But when you're confused, you're sort of like, where am I? Yeah, I'm probably one of the most honest people. I don't know if people can take that honesty.
It's actually refreshing. It's refreshing because again, more people should kind of face the truth as opposed to a facade. So that's I've always found that refreshing, and I've always gravitated toward people who are honest, because it's the dishonest people that are the ones that are stabbing you in the back, and they're the ones that are gonna talk trash about you behind your back and not really be a real one. So yeah.
True. Sometimes I'd rather them be dishonest than pretend they're honest and then stab you in the back. That one hurts.
This is very, very true.
Or you're like, oh, I thought you were my pal, and they're like, no.
So no, please don't. Go ahead.
Manny asked, "Are you going to play your guitar at the show, or at least bring it? At least bring one." Yeah. Or we'll provide one. We'll figure that out. Yeah.
No, I have my own guitar.
Have a question from a friend that texted in that asked like what it was like to work with Eminem on 8 Mile.
Eminem was amazing. He's super funny. He was nervous. He felt like sort of like, he was around a bunch of actors. Him and Brittany Murphy ended up like hooking up during the film. She had like a seizure one night and he thought she was on meth, so he dumped her. That sucked. Then she almost got fired. Then she died on us. One of my pals, I miss her so much. She was incredible. She ended up moving into Britney Spears' house, and Britney Spears moved out of that house because of the black mold. And Eminem's rad. He's very private, so it's like you only really get what you get, and then he goes back to the studio, and that's just that. If you want to see him, you got to go to Mama Spaghetti, apparently in Detroit. And he's always there.
Yeah.
So what do you? No, go please.
No, he's a sweet man though, for sure. He's nice to everybody.
Awesome. Good. So what do you look for when somebody wants to hire Taryn for a project, TV or otherwise? What do you look for from a character base? You've done so many different things, from Karen to Hustle and Flow to so many different things. One of my favorites, Kill Theory, that I really dig, that I always tell people a lot about all the time. And I'm like, you got to watch this movie.
Nice.
And but what do you look for when somebody says, hey, I want you to play this part? What would you turn down as opposed to like not?
Okay. Okay, you have to set up the context. Those are like 10 that I'm like, oh, which one of the 10? Like, what are we talking about?
Well, just like, I mean, if somebody were to come to you and you read a script does it have to grab you, or is it like you've done so much over your career, like so many different styles of roles? Are you looking for specific things that you haven't played yet? Or are you okay with just like taking a role, and even if you played a version of it, like finding more truth in that role?
That's a beautiful question, the way you posed that one. I like that. So basically, I would love to get offered another type of role. I think we spoke about that, obviously. I'm getting older, and it isn't always fun to kill yourself or die of a drug overdose or be like, stake in the heart, or how did I die in kill theories, like through the eyes. Like, I've died so many times. Like, can I just live?
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, does she live? Yeah,
Got hit with a skateboard by Katie Seagal.
Everyone's like, did that hurt? I'm like, kind of. There's like that type of. Oh, you want to know the weirdest part about that one was the day I woke up and Johnny. It was like all over the news, but it was our reels together, and he had done this horrific. He died.
Yeah.
But it was like, can you stop playing me? But I was all intertwined with it because we played, opposites of one another, and then stuff like that happens. And poor thing, like, man, that was actually a really awesome guy, and I had no idea that he was suffering like that or whatever the heck that was. But, what it is with me is I always get offered like edgy roles, and I'm pretty stereotyped, but when I tried to like go against that, like, no, I wasn't getting hired. So it's like, oh, well, gotta die. There you go. No, I just want something. And that literally, I wrote that, like half of that movie, I'm improving. So when I was saying that, I don't know, I just, not this. It's literally me saying in real life, like, please, because I've been, I've been a dancer my whole life. Like, people think that I'm just this like white trash lowbrow, but it's like I was accepted in a Juilliard, and I've traveled the world. Like, though I grew up in a trailer park home, that was just because we were in poverty. But it doesn't mean that my mom didn't make the best life for me. So I've just been kind of held down in that way. But I'm not mad about it. It's just the way it goes. Like, Hollywood's rough, And people that make it, whatever this is, it's actually a really big privilege.
Yeah. Let me ask you a little bit more about your karate background. And so apparently you were really serious when you were younger, or how young were you when you started?
So I was like ages 8 to 12.
Okay. And have you done anything since? I know you were really good at it, but have you done anything since with karate at all, or? I think I lost her.
Yeah, did we lose you? Can you hear us? Yeah,
she's on mute.
You're mute. You're on mute. You're on mute. Yep.
Now she's on mute.
Now you're on. Hello?
All right.
Can you hear us?
I can't hear her.
Does she have to back out? And
I don't know, her microphone or something. Yeah, maybe just have her back out and come back in.
Let me just go.
Yeah, there she goes. She did it. She's smart.
All right.
She'll probably come right back. Yeah. No, I just heard that she was really, really good when she was young. I know. I can't remember if I read it on her IMDb or something like that, and I don't know how true it is, but I was really curious. It says something about like she won like championships and stuff in karate as a kid. So.
All right. So as we wait, this has been amazing so far. We're getting a raw interview, which we knew we were going to get, and it's been awesome so far. And yes, again, please have the questions coming in. Thank you to everybody who's already sent questions. Thank you for everybody that's watching. We appreciate it. That's what we're trying to do here, is just build this up every week. And
I do see a few questions from earlier too that I was mentioning, I'm gonna pull later on in the show, or when we get to that topic around there. So I didn't not see your comments. I'm not skipping anybody, just so you know.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's all
That's
good.
okay.
It's all
Don't be
good.
I
sorry.
can send this to like my Instagram so people can like tune in. Is there a way to do that?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't. Wow, you stumped me on that one. I
They
think
can
there is
watch
a way.
on YouTube. Yeah, but
Well, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess I'd have to like post the link or whatever. But yeah,
But I mean, we can definitely, we can, yeah, just as long as you, just share it for us too afterward. I mean, that'll be the main thing.
Yeah.
And then, yeah,
Awesome.
for sure. And then,
all right, so let me hear about
appreciate that.
you two. Who are you guys, and why am I talking to you? Like, what is happening? Let's flip it back.
It's amazing. Amazing.
Good. Nice
So,
transition.
So that's amazing.
You look like ma'ams. You look like my ex fiance. It's weirding me out, Brandon. Like it's weird, like in a good way. Like you just look like, and I adore him. It's just crazy how much you guys look like.
Oh, okay. Well,
Brandon.
No, I love this interview. This is the best interview I've ever done.
This is the best.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is great.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
great.
Turn the table, they say. Yeah, just turn.
What did Drea say?
Yeah,
What did Drea? It's like turn the table.
Turn the tables.
Who the hell are you guys?
That's a good question.
Good. I mean, it's a lot of stress doing this, but I mean, you're coming. We have a lot of amazing guests. You've worked with some of them, I like, and some that we haven't even announced yet, which is an upcoming question. But have you been to Atlantic City before?
I have.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So
awesome.
But not at a convention. But I have been there. I had a blast. I DJ'd.
Awesome.
I DJ'd at one of the casinos. I can't remember which one, but we had so much fun.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
I'll look it up.
We're gonna have to get that information. Yes, very cool. Very
well,
cool.
Actually, we do need a DJ for Friday night. I don't know.
It's like the DJ style. You have a cool DJ name?
I just Taryn Manning. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like DJ TM. It's like
DJ trademark.
So I don't like
How do you
so. I've been in the filmmaking game for and acting and everything for almost 25 years. And Tim reached out to me like 4 years ago, just looking for a business partner to make films with and collaborate. Yeah. I was not really looking for that at the time because I'd had some bad partnerships before. So, but again, he gave the right pitch at the right time. And 4 years later, like we're doing this venture. We have some upcoming stuff that we're doing together. So it's been a wild ride and a lot of ebb and flow, ups and downs, like I've mentioned to you when we spoke. And but you just got to keep, if you're built for it and you follow the truth, then it'll get you to where you're going. So
and just surround yourselves with good people too. I mean, that's the
but Tim, how did you find Brandon? Like how did you end up like finding him and presenting your offer?
He kept popping up on Facebook. I was following this indie film YouTube channel, and I was following their Facebook page, and I kept seeing him pop up in the chat room. I'd be chatting along it too, but I just had this vibe, this feeling that this guy types the right way. He says the things I wanted to say, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's something here. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to Facebook message him and tell him to call me and let's try to figure something out. And I told him, hey, listen, if you help me with my concepts and certain things that I just can't finish or can't write or whatever, then if you help me write those, then I'll help you produce some of yours that you've already written. And then that was pretty much
each other in a way. Like there's
this is my best friend right here, man. This is we become like literally. Like we talk like too much, like about everything, but mostly about projects, about film, and then obviously about this. Like we're 24/7, like trying to put something together so that we can, do what we gotta do and make movies. Because that's the ultimate goal is to make films. That's what we want to do. And this is just a great way to put the right people together because we love
house, but just sitting in separate rooms.
yeah.
You said it's a struggle, but again, it's if you have something to say and you believe in it, then you just keep going with it.
But he saw you, he saw your heart, he saw your determination, and he like thought it out. That's huge. And he brave. I love that. It's a beautiful story.
Yeah, appreciate that. So, Taryn, like just in the short period of time that I've gotten to know you, you want to give back too, and I don't know if this is out there, but I know you have some ventures that you're working on now. Like, with acting, and you're going to do a podcast as well, correct?
Yeah, I'm doing a
So-
podcast. Yeah.
Okay. So can you speak a little bit about that, and if you would like to speak about the other venture? I don't know if you want to speak about teaching or anything like that,
Yeah.
but again, I think it's dope because I think that's with such a great talent that you are. I think that giving back to other people that want to kind of find the same road that you're going down, and you can kind of help them with the pitfalls and what things they need to know on their path.
Yeah. So not even to go into the pitfalls, but I always say I'm not a dream crusher. I'm not a dream crusher because I feel and I know for sure that there's a place for everybody and everybody in its place when it comes to filmmaking, because we're making movies, right? Like, not the prettiest gal, the hottest guy. I mean, these are the leads, but then it's peppered with with character actors. And it was very hard for me to accept once when I'm like, I'm not a character actor. I'm a leading lady. So, Taryn, you're a character actor. You're a weirdo. Yeah, it's true. So basically, but the thing is that the character actors and I'm eccentric, and it kind of lifts up the lead, right? So it's like let's think about like One Flew Out of a Cuckoo's Nest. You know what I mean? Like if you really look, when they're sitting there in a therapy session, like you will notice that all those people ended up being somebody, and it's really lifting the main actor up. Because the one thing that I've dealt with in acting, I'll never forget when I did a movie called Love Ranch.
Yes.
And I worked with a woman named Bai Ling.
Yes. We met her on the convention circuit. Very nice lady. Yep.
Yes, absolutely nice. She's my pal, and I'll say it to her face. But she's a camera hog. So basically, like, I get that when you're like posing for like a still frame, but like when you're in a movie, it's our movie. It's a movie. We're telling a tale. Yes. So it's like when you're in Love Ranch, we're in a brothel. There's several women. We got Gina Gershon, me, got Bai Ling, and what's her name? Guys, she has the raddest name. Oh my god, I'm just blanking it. Well, there was just Elise Neal, and there's several of us. Joe Pesci, Helen Mirren, Taylor Hackford directed it. But so if we're doing like a scene where we're walking towards and I'm getting somewhere, if we're walking towards the camera, Bai Ling just wanting to this is like, imagine like what I'm doing right now, and Taylor would be like, Bai Ling, would you get the hell out of my frame? And she'd be like, oh, it's like all the ladies need to be seen because we're telling a tale. So basically, one of my main teaching is that I love the crew. I love hair and makeup. I love wardrobe. I love the other actors. It's an entire conglomerate moving towards the same goal. And if there's one thing that isn't on that path, it really can throw off the whole kind of frequency. It's like if the director is not kind, he really sets the tone, or she. And then if you just have kind of like, like a leaky faucet or like one light in a Christmas tree that doesn't light up, it can really throw off the whole thing. So, so one of the things that I love to teach is just set etiquette, and just like, I know you're not going to be happy. I know they're not paying you enough, but you just, you know what I mean? Because it's not all about you, but just go in there and deliver and be the most prepared. You hit your mark, bam, on time. It's the little things like that means so much to these producers, like people like you, like just show up on time. The tiny
It's so true.
Let's say we have a comment on that actually. It says, I've been a set medic for the film industry for over 8 years and have been in a couple films.
Thank you. That's awesome. I always have a headache, and I always need Tums because I get heartburn. So I appreciate the set.
Yes, and she's modeled here and there, but I would love to take the plunge into acting. What advice would you give to someone that wants to start acting over the age of 50?
Oh my God, perfect time. Like I said, with film, listen, let's say we're doing a family piece, and it's it's a family. You're gonna have the mother, you're gonna have the sister, and no disrespect, the grandmom. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing about acting, is there's a place for everybody, because if we're telling true tales, it's not just always the, the hot gal with the big old boobs and this and it's a tale that we're telling. And so I say, it's never too late to start, and it's never too late to fulfill your dreams. And if you want to do it, you need to fire it up immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
And,
it.
stop half stepping. Like, just go ahead and just give it, because you don't want to have regrets.
I have a friend, Sky, that I'll go ahead with that question. I'll give Sky's question.
It's not a question. It's just a comment saying I love how down to earth you are. Can't wait to meet you in AC, and that's Drea.
Awesome.
That was just based off what you were saying before.
Yeah. So my friend Sky had a question. She loves your work in Orange Is the New Black. She said, like, any fun set tales with that wacky cast of amazing talent.
It just depends. Like,
Yes.
does she want to know about?
Just more like any cool set tales. Like, I mean, you're spending so much time and like kind of, I'm taking it's a confined space, like in that or whatever. But again, she's a huge fan. I loved it too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like funny or like annoying, like
probably funny. Knowing her, probably funny.
Okay, funny. So yeah, Natasha Leon's hilarious. Every time she'd come on to set, we always knew she arrived because her dog Root Beer was there. Root Beer, and she just very loud. It's like, oh, Natasha's here, because we have these like dressing rooms that went down the line, and it was like, she's there. She makes a big statement, cracking jokes all the while. She's a real comic. But I'll never forget the day that I had to wear like a flannel under my prison garb, and a wasp got up my sleeve.
Oh,
and it just they sting, like they don't stop until you get it up,
vicious.
like a bee.
Oh man!
And then and Taylor Schilling, the lead of the show, as I'm getting stung because we're just about to like fire off a scene, she starts walking forward into the forest. And I'm not kidding you. We filmed in Rockland.
Wow.
So it's like, I'm like, yeah, get it off me. You're trying to get, and I'm like, okay, I'm okay. And just still on my mark, like, all right. And then all of a sudden she darts forward, and it's like, where's she headed? She went forward, and she never came back for 3 hours. And it was the day she found out that she wasn't going to be nominated that season for an Emmy. So we all stood around waiting for her to cruise back out of the forest. Like, all right, you good? Can we proceed? You know, and this shit is annoying though, but it's funny because it's like, hey, you want to come back? Yeah, but she just couldn't take it. The ego's real. But these are the moments that we deal with actresses. I remember many times, this will be funny to you guys too. It's not that I pride myself on this, but I'm always like one of the first on my mark. Like, you would think I was like super studious. Like, here I am. Yep. Because when they knock on my door, 5 minutes, I'm like, what else are we supposed to do? We're there to work.
Yeah.
So I'm like, always like, oh, here I go. But I'm known to sleep, in my trailer. But I'm like, then I'm on my mark, and then I'm waiting 15 to 20 minutes as they just saunter in. Bo 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 bo. Yeah,
that's the look. Right, that's the look. That's the look that you would give.
That's one of the worst of them, right there. And she's just talking about politics and everything that has nothing to do with it all. Oh, so happy you're here. And all the while, it's like the crew's waiting around, like, love to get home to my wife at some point. It's just like, so I'm going to tell you, Laura Prepon, Taryn Manning, and Natasha Leon are probably some of the most consummate professionals on that set. Laura Prepon ended up directing a lot of episodes because she's worthy of it, because she gets it. And it's like, there's a real etiquette, and that's what I like to teach too, because it's not all about us. Actually, it takes a whole village to make a production.
It's true. True.
We're like the lowest on the totem pole, to be honest.
Speaking of that, like, you've produced quite a bit, like in recent years. Last Call that you were in with Fallon, and you were producer on, and actually Bob Cabaretti, the director reached out to me today and said to tell you hi. So
Oh wow.
so yeah, Rob.
Um,
So
I mean, should I be honest, or just a lot of times when they can't pay me right, they give me a producer credit. Oh.
Oh, got it. Yeah,
But
I heard that. Yeah.
there has been a few that I've actually produced, and hey, I can't lie anymore. I just I can't. It's like I probably should, but yeah, it's like, listen, we got 2 points on the back end and a producer credit. It's like, cool.
I love it.
Sorry.
I love this interview. This is amazing. Amazing.
Truth.
All right, so
I do have a comment from earlier that I forgot to pull up, so I do apologize to the person who posted the comment. It was when you were discussing basically how people think of you and whatnot, and this comment came up. It says, "Thank you so much. Thank you so much for what you said. It hits home. I appreciate your words. Keeps me going." And Kristen's actually one of our staff members.
Oh, hello.
Who's going to be at the
nice to meet you. Aw, sweet. I can't wait to meet her. And what was she talking about that I said?
So basically, when you were talking about what was the question we asked her, Brandon? About
it was about being yourself and just you were talking about being yourself and just being your true self and not caring about what people think about you and all of those stigmas. She gets a lot of flack for just being who she is, and she's an amazing individual and one of the coolest people I know. And again, you just.
And Kristen gets that too, or something. She gets.
Oh yes, Kristen. Yeah. So that's what she was replying.
She probably gets treated like garbage too, Probably because she has a big heart and she gives so selflessly, and it's such a fine line. Wanting to just be kind and also like boundaries are real, but it's hard to find them when you just want to just see everybody do good, but then you get kind of trampled on. So it's really hard balance to keep.
It's true.
It's true. Yeah.
So one of my big final questions for all of my podcasts I've ever done is a doozy, because some people tell, and you're going to tell the truth because there's just truth there, but it's like words of you've kind of said this throughout the whole show already, but words of encouragement or not for aspiring actresses, musicians, because this is a crazy world, and some of us probably shouldn't get into it, because it's not for everybody. So throw out some words of wisdom for anyone watching that may want to be an actor, actress, musician, model, whatever else. So.
Okay. And may I ask you what type of answers you've heard before in a nutshell?
The whole spectrum of that it's tough, and if you don't have thick skin, if you can't take rejection, it's not right for you, the whole gamut, or the more inspirational side of it, just keep going, keep pushing forward.
That's what I was going to say.
That's a lot of
last time.
Keep going.
That's the Mark Webber. That's
basically
a lot
you'll miss the. Perry said last time, basically, essentially, if you're looking for the break, it's not going to happen unless you keep going. You got to literally, if you stop acting or stop trying, then you'll never get that break, because the break could have come and you won't be there. You got to at least be present in order to catch a break, or just put in the work.
Big question. When they say, I have a headache this big. Remember the Excedrin commercial? It's like,
yes.
Yeah. I use that to this day. Yeah.
There's no blueprint to the top. What's the top?
That's a good one.
Right.
What
is
the top?
What I worry the most and what I get concerned about, and the question I truly can't answer is, and they're like, well, how do you get started? Well, with Samuel French closed down and no Backstage West and no sort of tactile way to send in your envelopes, everything's on the computer, and so much social media. I don't have advice for that particular one, but they say networking, that only gets you into clubs at night doing drugs and cocaine.
So
and if you don't do them, then they don't want to be. I mean, it's like, okay, hold on, let me just. Or you have a mom or a dad. Listen, only 1% of the entire world's population makes it. If you go onto IMDb, if we have 8 billion people on this planet and there's 1 million people in that, I'm talking that the percentage is so low. But here's the deal. I'm not a dream crusher, and it's actually possible. It is. And that's what's freaking awesome. And I don't know how, but I do know that with a great attitude and a moral compass and a badass skill set, that you're so good at what you do that it's unshakable and no one can compare to you, and it doesn't matter what you look like, how your hair is, fake boobs, no boobs, that you just know who the hell you are, period, end of story. Because there's a place for you and everybody in its place. See? You can be fat, skinny, tall, dark, but that, the more character actor you are, the better.
We need to clip that, Brandon, by the way. We need to
That's a soundbite for
that's a soundbite right there. I love it.
Yeah, if you had a mic, you could just drop it right now. There you go.
And we can cut this out. And I say this from a very, very traumatic experience that really hurt me deeply. And the experience was when I started to act, I moved out to Hollywood with a bunch of gals, my friends from San Diego. We were like a crew, right? One became like a massage therapist. One became a publicist, a couple of models. I mean, we're talking gorgeous gals, but everybody wants to act. And I just kept my eye on the prize. And I can't say how they did it. It doesn't matter. I just know what I was doing. But I know that right when it happened, it didn't stop. And so I remember so clearly, like, always being taken away from my gaggle of girls, like, because they would go out and, like, I was still young. I'm like, I want to go out and meet dudes, like, but I was like off to do another movie, and believe it or not, I'd be bummed, you guys. How about that? I'd be like, I gotta go again. But if I could take back, but one night they got gacked out on cocaine apparently, and they all talked about how the hell did she make it and we didn't? She's not even pretty.
Ooh.
It's a real conversation. Yep. Here's the deal. It doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter. It's the heart. It's the perseverance. It's the talent. It's the skin of a rhinoceros. It's the support. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't. All those things can only just wreck you in the end if you keep comparing yourself to anybody else, because there's only one of you. That's my biggest advice.
No, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautifully said. Thank you so much, Sharon.
I talked about toot, but it was the truth. They were tooted and they went all in about me.
This has been amazing. Thank you so much, Taryn. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media. That blue check.
All right, you can find me at Taryn Manning, and find me at Taryn Manning and Taryn Manning.
Taryn Manning and Taryn Manning. There we go. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence tonight, Taryn. We look forward to meeting you in Atlantic City and having a blast. Everybody, the great Taryn Manning. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for blessing us. Thank you. Thank you, Taryn. Have a great night.
Guys. All right, I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Right, bye-bye.
Awesome.
Wow.
That's just no words there. Thank you for everybody that tuned in, that's watching. A lot of you have been huge supporters of us. We're just, like I said, this is a grassroots thing. We're growing. Thanks again to Taryn Manning for coming on. Thank you for, like I said, our last guests, Agnes Bruckner and Perry Shen. And we're going to keep these things going into next week. In the next day or two, we're going to announce our next two guests for next Tuesday and Thursday. And just please come out and keep supporting us. Go to our the Atlantic City CC on Instagram. And go ahead, Tim.
We will announce the next two guests over the weekend for Tuesday and Thursday next week. We'll have that locked up by the weekend. Yeah, by the weekend's end. Yeah, before Monday.
Again, thank you everybody for tuning in, and again, come back on Tuesday and have fun with us. Yes, get those tickets. Vendors, if you want to vend, if you want to promote your amazing products or anything, please hit up Dennis at brantiment.com. If you're interested in sponsoring, hit us up at info@brantiment.com. If you're interested in just being a part of the experience that is going to be this event, which is going to be dope. The opening night with C. Thomas Howell performing with his amazing band, the kickoff party, the red carpet. all of the amazing guests from all the different walks of life, from Brett Hitman Hart to the Roswell, some of the Roswell cast to some of the Walking Dead cast, Teresa Palmer, Mark Webber, Richard Tyson. So many different people are going to be in the house, and it's going to be a once in a lifetime. Pam freaking Greer, Jackie Foxy Brown herself will be in the house. Yes. And Dan Fogler. I know Danny out there, my buddy. Can't wait to meet him. Just again, it's a dope lineup of some amazing talent, and we're not done yet. We're not. We thought we would be, but we're not done yet. So again, please continue to support us, and again, we're going to do our best to put on one of the best events of the summer. So thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Have a good night.